Welcome to the beta version of Knowledge Mosaic's Lobbying Disclosure page. In this short video, we'll help you find your way around this new report-building tool. We'll explain why we present this fascinating data from the U.S. Senate Office of Public Records in the way that we do. And we'll give some context for why lobbying disclosure data matters and why we're making it part of our research platform. That's where our story begins. The mission of Knowledge Mosaic is to offer access to the whole universe of discourse that connects lawmakers and regulators in Washington to businesses and individuals from Wall Street to Main Street. This discourse is available to us as data. It includes public company disclosures in the form of SEC filings, agency guidance and rulemaking, federal laws and rules, and bills and legislation in Congress. Knowledge Mosaic has offered this data for some time. Yet the high-stakes world of lobbying is also an integral part of this universe. It's the same stage with the same actors. Indeed, the data we've always offered has been directly and profoundly impacted by the efforts of lobbying firms acting on behalf of powerful clients with fat wallets and specific agendas. So including lobbying data is a natural extension of what we've already been providing. Lobbying disclosure documents each tell a little story about a specific event. But with over 500,000 lobbying documents filed since 1999, that's an awful lot of stories. How does one see the forest for all those trees? Our lobbying page is designed to let you do just that, by pulling the data from the documents and allowing you to see it in the aggregate. And that's why we haven't built a traditional search page, but rather an advanced data analytics page that allows you to build custom reports. We give you a window into the forest, not the trees, the data, not the documents. We use a pivot table approach to present that data. That means, first, that the data you see is tabular. It'll have rows and columns, like a spreadsheet. Second, it means that you can choose different fields, corresponding to categories of data such as client, lobbying firm, and issue area, which you can pivot on, combining or excluding categories as you see fit. We offer 4 simple canned reports, our featured reports, to help you get started. Just click the respective boxes to see the top 20 lobbying firms, clients, issues, and agencies lobbied in 2011. These featured reports look just like the kind you can custom build, except that we've already built them for you. You can always click the hyperlinked column heading to change your sort order. Clicking the hyperlinked dollar amount gets you the granular data for each specific lobbying contribution that makes up that total, including a description of the issue, as well as a URL or website address for the lobbying disclosure document itself. Note that for some kinds of reports, we show the aggregate number of filings rather than the aggregate dollar amount. That's because the breakdown of dollar amounts by certain fields, namely issue area and agency lobbied, are not disclosed. Building a customized report involves 3 actions: selecting the fields you're interested in, defining the parameters of those fields by specifying a filter or filters, and choosing a date range. Let's start with a hypothetical example. Say you want to learn more about the lobbying activities of Microsoft Corporation. Since Microsoft would be the client, click the Client field and start typing Microsoft in the text box. After we make that selection, we can change the time period to all years to see numbers from 1999 all the way to the present. If we want to know which specific lobbying firms Microsoft is working with, we can add the Lobbying Firm field. Let's select Top 20 to see the 20 firms that have been paid the most by Microsoft during the 12-year window we specified. We can make that selection, then update the report. Here are a few things to note about the report we've generated. First, we see that the #1 lobbying firm is Microsoft itself. This simply indicates that Microsoft has done lobbying on its own behalf rather than hiring a firm. Second, note that some squares are empty. This is so because some of the lobbying firms on our list did no lobbying for Microsoft in certain years. As a general rule, empty squares means there is no applicable data. Finally, note that some fields show a $0 amount. This is not the same as an empty square. There is applicable data, but it is a small number. On the lobbying disclosure form, lobbyists are allowed to enter $0 for any amount less than $5,000. So that's also what we show here. We can continue to build on or edit this report. For example, we can click the Issue Area field to further refine our results. By selecting Top 10 issue areas, we're asking the tool to show us the top 10 issue areas for each of Microsoft's top 20 lobbying firms for each year. It's crucial to understand that each new field we add references the one that comes before it. That means the order of your field matters. A different order means a different search syntax, and thus different results. Let's see what this looks like by adjusting our current search. You can easily switch the order of the fields by using the up and down arrows, or by simply dragging and dropping a field. If we were to switch the issue area and lobbying field, we'd now see the top 10 issue areas for Microsoft and then the top 20 lobbying firms for Microsoft within each of those particular issue areas. Note that in some cases there aren't that many lobbying firms for a given issue. Because the lobbying disclosure page is still in beta version, we anticipate making changes to it in the months ahead. And the best way for us to learn how to make the page better is to hear from users like you. Please email us at feedback@knowledgemosaic.com or click the Support tab in the Knowledge Mosaic banner to see other ways to reach us. We'll listen to all suggestions and make every effort to implement those that are feasible.